Hey guys, Nick here at virtualassistantassistant.com with your video review of OnlineJobs.ph. So OnlineJobs is built by John Jonas and his team. And John, if you don't know him, he's established a pretty good reputation for being an expert at outsourcing to the Philippines. And the site was built, I feel like, out of a personal pain point that he had in finding good people. And in all honesty, they built a really useful platform. The jobs board, or it's basically a jobs board or a resume database where you can post your listing or you can post your job, and you can also search by skills and proactively reach out to candidates that look good on paper, right? The biggest downside, we'll get this out of the way right away, is a $50 monthly subscription fee. But when your biggest competitor, bestjobs.ph, puts an illogical and irrational ban on international job postings, you can get away with it. So for me, the interface took a little bit of getting used to, but the site really does have a huge pool of workers to draw from. So I was looking for a couple senior level web developers and also a VA. And since the technical skills were are still in such high demand, it was kind of a bigger challenge than I'd anticipated. One of the developers we hired was one that I'd initially singled out because of his impressive profile and contacted proactively. So had a pretty good success rate on that, but a lot of the times you'll find that the best people already have jobs. Self-explanatory, right? So like the freelance sites like Elance and Odesk, you're going to get a lot of unqualified applicants with every posting. It's frustrating because it's frustrating that people with 1 year of experience will waste their time and yours applying for a position that asks for 4 years of experience, but that comes with the territory, I suppose. For the VA posting, I didn't do any proactive outreach, but listed some requirements in the job description, and among them was being detail-oriented. And then later in the posting, I asked applicants to be sure to start their cover letter with, "Hey Nick, you'd be dumb not to hire me because." And as you might guess, about half of these detail-oriented applicants missed it entirely. So it was frustrating, but it makes it easy to thin down the crowd there. You can also get a general idea of the person's experience based on their requested salary. And I understand there's always going to be exceptions to this rule. But if someone is applying to your senior level developer position, which should realistically pay, maybe $800 or $1,000 a month, or sometimes even higher for really well qualified people, and their requested salary is $400, to me that's a red flag. There's some level of you get what you pay for, and but maybe that's just me. So another thing I learned: if someone applies to your job listing but does not include a link to their profile, it's probably because they have a bad review or some other incriminating comment. And sometimes you can find their profile by searching their name on using the specific job seeker search tool. And so the feedback system isn't as robust on online jobs as you'll find on Elance or Odesk. And as far as I know, there's no mechanism for the freelance or for the worker to respond with their side of the story, and so most of the profiles I saw had no client feedback at all. So that's something I think that will improve over time, but right now there is not a ton of user-driven feedback. So just something to be aware of. Something else I learned: rating the workers rating themselves 5 stars on any given skill requires an additional explanation. And so I mentioned to one candidate that his skills looked pretty weak, and he explained to me that he didn't want to be bothered with writing the justification for a 5-star rating. So just a heads up to people, if you're a Filipino VA and you're looking at this, if you're too lazy to spend 2 minutes explaining why you're best in the world or 5 stars, why is anyone going to take the risk in hiring you full time if you can't? That it boggled my mind. Anyways, all in all, Online Jobs, great resource. One I've definitely got my money's worth out of, but I'm curious what's to keep people from canceling the subscription after they've filled the positions they were looking to fill. So I think once we continue to wrap up this round of hiring, I will probably be in that boat myself and cancel the recurring fee and probably jump back on if and when the time comes to rehire. So if you want to get a free, so that's Online Jobs, good resource, check it out. If you want to get a free copy of my First Timer's Guide to Hiring a Virtual Assistant, you can subscribe now with the input box, and we'll hook you up with that, and a ton of great outsourcing tips in there. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching.